Next on this alignment, for which the starting and ending point is Amsterdam Island, a tiny island in the South Indian Ocean, we come to the Inner Mongolia Autonomous Region of China, after ending in the city of Sanshan in Mongolia in the last video. My name is Michelle Gibson. It lies along most of the length of China's border with Mongolia and a small section of China's border with Russia. To start out with, one of the recurring features of this part of the world gets attributed to what is called the slab grave culture, which is called a nomadic, Eurasian, Scythian, Siberian civilization. What I see here is evidence of the ancient megalithic civilization, with the cut and shaped stones in the foreground and the stone circles seen in the background. Let's see what else we find here. The alignment crosses near the Hulenbor grasslands. Looking at photos, I find this pyramidal landscape feature. And here is another one, where you clearly see the abrupt rise in elevation from a relatively flat surface. Then we find this S-shaped river bend in the Hulenbor grasslands, just like the one we saw in the Ukok Quiet Zone Nature Park and the Altai Mountains in the previous video. The horseshoe bend of the Colorado River in Arizona's Grand Canyon, and the big bend of the Rio Grande in South Texas, just to name a few of many. Compare the similarity of this location in the Ershan National Geopark of Inner Mongolia in China in the top photo with this location in the Lauterbrunnen Valley of Switzerland at the Staubbach Falls. These places are not historically associated with each other and yet look very similar. This is the Ershan Hot Springs Hotel, compared with inside the Gellert Bathhouse in Budapest, Hungary, where we find the same double column design inside as what is seen in the previous photo outside. Compared with these historic bathhouses in Hot Springs, Arkansas, like the columned architecture of the Ozark Bathhouse and the huge columns of the Buckstaff Bathhouse in Hot Springs, Arkansas, I think there might be something else going on here that we don't know about. How do you explain the structural similarity of the same types of buildings in very different places? Next, we come to the city of Tongliao in Inner Mongolia. Tongliao is a railway hub which connects Inner Mongolia directly with Beijing and northeast China. It was the administrative center of the defunct Jirom League, spelled J-I-R-E-M, might be pronounced Hiram. The 6 original leagues of Inner Mongolia were ancient administrative units, and they became equal to prefectures in other parts of China when it became the Inner Mongolia Autonomous Region in 1947. They included different tribes and banners. Interesting to note that one of the leagues shown here, just to the right of the center of the image, is named Juda, J-U-U-D-A, like Judah, J-U-D-A-H. Tongliao sits on the east bank of the Jilin River, one of several rivers in this region which the alignment crosses over. It flows in Inner Mongolia and the Liaoning province in northeastern China. It is one of the headwaters of the Liao River. A search for images only yielded one picture of interest for the Jilin River. I will use this as an opportunity to say that I find turbines like this all along grid lines. These are in Okarchi, near where I used to live in Oklahoma. They are not randomly placed as one might think. They all run at the same speed regardless of whether or not the wind is blowing. I suspect they are harvesting a hidden energy source and not the wind as we are told. These and the ones that fill the horizon along Interstate 40 across Texas as well line up along grid lines and near energy hubs. See my video on the relationship between the planetary grid, the technology of the ancient civilization, and the modern energy system for a more in-depth look at this subject. Next on the alignment is Changchun, the capital and largest city of China's Jilin province. Changchun lies in the center of the Songliao Plain, also known as the Manchurian Plain. Note the red rock in the foreground, similar in appearance to red rocks found in diverse places. Like what is found on the Hawaiian island of Kauai at the Fort Elizabeth State Park, also called the Old Russian Fort, and at Lake Arcadia in Edmond, Oklahoma, just outside of Oklahoma City. Changchun was the seat of government for the Japanese puppet state of Manchukuo between 1932 and 1945, who were occupying northeast China. This is the Manchukuo State Department building with its heavy masonry and tall columns. There is a national park near Changchun called the Jingyuatan Forest Park. I always check out parks because they are places that the ancient civilization is preserved, albeit in disguise. This is the crescent-shaped reservoir there, and features such things as the stone tower in the background of this photo and the big stones lining the lakeshore in the foreground, and looks like what we saw in Mukalla, Yemen, in an earlier video about this alignment, and at Lake Chapala near Colima, Mexico, which I found on a different circle alignment. Next on the alignment, we come to Jilin City, considered one of the oldest cities in northeast China. Jilin City is situated near the Songhua River in a hilly area. 4 famous mountains surround it. I can find images associated with 2 of the 4. One is Baishan, or North Mountain, in the west, home to several Buddhist temples where the picture of this bridge was taken. Compare it in appearance with the style of the old bridge found over Standing Stone Creek in the state of Pennsylvania for one of many examples. This bridge at Baishan Park and the top photo looks similar to this one on the bottom in Verona, Italy. Another is Longtan Mountain to the east. Interesting looking place, isn't it? Together with the other 2, Zhuque Mountain and Turtle Mountain, these 4 mountains form a bagua, which is a Taoist symbol used to represent the fundamental principles of reality. This stone feature is found in Jilin, and I will end this video in Jilin City with this photo of what is called a tomb of the Goguryeo Kingdom, which flourished in China and North Korea, before we head to Chongqing, North Korea in the next video. Looks like a step pyramid to me. Like the famous step pyramid of Djoser at Saqqara in Egypt, pictured here.